Hi everyone, this week is Parshas Eikev. I have grandchildren who live on different sides of the ocean, and they don't really get together that often, especially the young ones. It's for the first time that they're meeting their cousins. What's really strange is when they see each other in the room with myself, and they go, oh, he's my Saba. No, wait, he's my Saba. How could it be your Saba? He's my Saba. And I try to explain to them, of course, that I'm both their Sabas, and that Saba has enough love to go around for everybody. Well, that's also an idea that we learned in this week's parsha. We have the mitzvah of grace after meals, bichra mazon, to bench. And then when three males are sitting down to have a meal or more, the Mishnah says that they are required to have a mezumin. That means they invite each other to come together to bless God's name. And it's based on two different psukim that the Gemara talks about. Rav Hirsch adds another idea. Rav Hirsch on the Chumash adds another idea that I think kind of brings home something that's a little bit nuanced that I never thought about before. You see, when I'm hungry, I'm thinking about myself. When I'm seeking food, it's really a selfish motive. Whether I go to work, well, I'm going to work because I need to eat, I need to feed my family. It's a little bit of a selfish idea, and I don't necessarily take into account others. But when I'm sitting down and I'm finally finished and I am satiated, the Torah is teaching us if I'm sitting with others and everybody has their fill, there are others who are sitting and having a meal with me, whether we're guests of someone else or just randomly sitting at a table having a meal together, we're required to acknowledge that God has enough love for all of us equally and that all our needs are met individually. That God doesn't just worry about me, and God doesn't have to just worry about me, He has to worry about all His creations. And when I'm sitting at a meal with other people, I'm acknowledging that God takes care of all His creations. And so that's part of the greatness of Hashem. When we make a mezumin, we have to think about this idea that Hashem is everybody's Saba. Certainly, our homes are open and we share those blessings. But we should never think that it's just me and you, God. Hashem is the God of the world. And He provides for all living animals, all living beings, their sustenance and their needs. And that's an idea that we learned from the mezumin. I'd like to just quote Rav Hirsch, and we'll end it here. In seeking food, more than in anything else, a person tends to think only for himself. And every man competes with his fellow man. The communal element in the meal, in the recitation of the bracha, reminds us of God's goodness, which is directed simultaneously and in equal measure to all. And thus we are liberated from our selfish thoughts. For this reason, Birchas HaMazon refers to the Birchat Hazon. If you like what you hear, please pass it on. If you care, please share. Shabbat Shalom.